Let's now take you to the streets of the Free State, where some residents from Brandfort in that province are calling for the provincial government to consult them about developments in their area. It follows the confusion and anger over the official opening of the Winnie Mandela Museum in that area. Community members protested outside the building yesterday, effectively halting the supposed planned program. They were also angered at being labelled as disruptive criminal elements by officials. Newzroom Africa's senior reporter, Dumalo Mohlaudi, is in Brandfort and joins us now live. Dumalo, very good morning to you. A lot of tensions around this house, and perhaps paint a picture of what is happening as we speak and some of the plans for the day.
A very good morning to you and the viewers, Mpho. And to paint a picture, firstly, I'm going to ask my colleague, Katleo, if I can step out of shot so you could see this particular structure. And this is the home of Winnie Madikizela, or was the home of Winnie Madikizela Mandela here in Brandfort, as she was effectively exiled to this particular community. And we know that as the history books tell us, and as we have been told through interviews by her, that of course she was here in the community and prevented from participating in any political activities. Now, what remains now of that structure, what you're looking at, Mpho, is basically the roof and just some pillars that are holding it up. Now, the refurbishment is supposed to be a museum to the left of that structure, and this is that particularly beige-looking house with the blue door. Now, if I can step back in shot again, what the community members are upset about is that they're not upset about this particular area being made a heritage site or a museum to commemorate the struggle stalwart Winnie Madikizela Mandela. However, they are upset that they weren't consulted about any of these developments. They say that they were simply marginalized and sidelined, and henceforth the youth was participating in that protest, saying that they won't allow this particular opening or any such program to go ahead. However, interestingly enough, the youth are saying that they are angry by being labeled, they say apparently by provincial government officials, as being unruly, because they say they are not attacking anything. They're saying that their protest is simply to open up engagements. They say that they did not damage any infrastructure. They said they will not damage any infrastructure. In fact, opposite this particular building here, just off shot, is a whole sports complex that has been set up by provincial government, and it includes a recreational center and will also have some facilities for even younger children in order to try and mitigate the issue of a lack of recreation, which leaves the youth here in Brandfort kicking their heels, and some of them obviously then turning towards crime. So this is a broader picture of what is happening here and why this particular protest and if you can say it, halting of activities happened here in Brandfort.
There's also a lot of history behind that actual structure. I mean, as you and I stand, as you show and give us a picture of what it looks like, my understanding is that there's a 2.9 million rand budget that was put forward for this project, and lots of the people in Brandfort have grown impatient over the years as to when this project will finally be complete, because it comes with a lot of history and perhaps some opportunities for the young people in that area.
And that's really where the crux of the frustrations come from, Mpho. The people here are saying that they are proud of their community and they are proud of their history, and they just want to be part of the process. And I guess that's where the frustrations really were focused and centered around, because people are saying that they want to be consulted. They want to know what is happening, because what they say happens is that they suddenly see, developments popping up and work being done. And that's another issue that comes to the heart of the matter. When the work is being done, contractors are brought in, and the people are saying that contractors are being brought in from outside their community, whereas they should be given an opportunity, especially the young people, to be upskilled, to be part of those processes. They don't mind people coming in at higher levels because they don't necessarily have the infrastructure and the expertise. For instance, with the sports complex, there's a lot of grading that needed to be done, a security fencing that needed to be put around the precinct, as well as with the refurbishment of the Winnie Madikizela Mandela Brandfort home, which will be a heritage site and, of course, a museum. They're saying that the youth should be involved in terms of perhaps securing this particular facility. We know that there's a security guard detail here at the house, and they want to be part of that. So this is where they are calling on provincial government to consult the community at large and to make them feel as if they are part of the process. They say that it's a top-up approach, or top-down approach rather, and they're not happy with that.
In a separate conversation, Tumaulo, as you speak of the physical building, we also know that there's also some controversy when it comes to the renaming of the area. Political parties are hot under the collar, saying that they weren't consulted about this process, and they too want to be able to have their say when it comes to renaming Brandfort to Winnie Mandela.
Yes, the renaming process is also a sticking point, and I think mostly it is a political battle, and the political parties is split alongside which constituency they represent, because political parties that represent the majority of the population, which would be mostly the black community, would be all for it, and community members are saying that renaming this area Winnie Mandela from Brandfort is something that would also pay homage to the struggle icon, Mama Winnie Madikizela Mandela, and give her her rightful place in terms of the role that she played as an activist and as a freedom fighter, as someone who endured the worst treatment at the hands of security forces, being imprisoned several times and being isolated. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, you would have the opposition party, and those leading the charge in terms of keeping the name Brandfort would be members of the Democratic Alliance here in the Free State, saying that this is the rightful name of the area. And this has caused some tension because when you look at the question of transformation, it certainly would make sense to rename this area. And as residents who live here are saying they want it to be renamed Winnie Madikizela Mandela. However, a minority of the residents are saying, no, we shouldn't. If it's a majority rule kind of question, then certainly it's something that the provincial government is within its rights to do so if the majority of the residents, as they have said, want it to be so.
And very lastly, Tumaulo, before we let you go, we know that we're right in the middle of Women's Month, and a significant woman in South Africa's calendar, like Winnie Madikizela Mandela, is one that we will continue to resonate with over the years, over the decades. And we know that Arts and Culture Minister Natim Tetwa said that renaming that area to Winnie Mandela would be another way of honoring her legacy. When it comes to her legacy and looking at the structure behind you and the significance of Winnie Madikizela Mandela in that area, what is it that we should always remember about, why this museum is important?
What we should always remember about why this museum is important, Paul, and again, I refer to conversations I've had with locals here, it speaks to the issue of a community working together. Now, in terms of the history, when Winnie Madikizela Mandela arrived here in the area, the security forces or the security apparatus of the apartheid government was doing so to try and isolate her and frustrate her. Now, in turn, what had happened is that she then began entrenching herself in the community here and basically turning a bad situation into a situation that would be workable. She then established also a local clinic. I'm going to step out of shot again, and my colleague Katlego will give you the shots. Now, the structure you see here, which would be, the roof basically, and the structures holding it up, Winnie Madikizela Mandela operated a clinic here and basically gave those health services to residents. And she became someone of a community pillar in this area. People would then come to her and she would assist them in any other way. Being an industrious woman, she also would have set up a way for community members to, run projects from themselves to try and empower themselves, especially women, using their arts and crafts and handwork. And so she became, a center of the community. Yeah, this is what we've been told. This is what has been recorded in the history. And so this is one of the things that the community members here are saying that they are proud of, and that the world should know about, and that they would not impede or get in the way of disrupting such a process for someone that they are proud of. Again, I take you back to what they were saying. They're saying that consultation is all they are asking for. They're saying that to be part of the process, to show that they are proud of this struggle icon, would also honor them, and they want to make sure that they are taken along every step of the way. Now, with Minister Nathi Mthethwa saying that he wants to make this a national heritage site, is certainly something that they are proud of, and certainly something that they feel should have been done quite a long time ago, saying that it has been a long time coming. It's something they have been calling for, and they are all for it. Now, what is happening in terms of what seems to be miscommunication just certainly speaks to what has been going on in the provincial government here in the Free State in the last couple of years. Certainly, there seems to have been processes that were happening without consultation from a national government, and this speaks to this confusion that happened with the official launch of this particular facility. Now, with the facility being gazetted as a national heritage site, it's something that provincial government should have been championing and making sure that they take the lead with, and then invite the national government along, and then we would have had an official opening and not so many miscommunication or confusion when it comes to what the communication of what is happening here is all about.
Very well, Dumalo, let's leave it there for now. Newzroom Afrika senior reporter Dumalo Mohlaudi bringing us up to speed with some of the voices on the ground in Brandfort.